On an otherwise quiet November evening, Jimin and Jungkook appeared together on Weverse Live, speaking directly to fans for the first time in weeks. What began as a casual check-in soon turned into a heartfelt conversation about the future of BTS. Both members were acutely aware of the years that have passed since BTS last promoted as a full group. Jimin admitted that they could feel how deeply ARMY has been waiting, not just for music, but for their presence, their performances, and their togetherness. At one point, Jungkook paused before speaking from the heart. He said he was worried, unsure whether they could meet the expectations set before them. It was a rare moment of vulnerability from the Golden Magne, known for his strength and confidence. Jimin didn't hide his feelings either. He quietly said, "We can't delay any longer. We know you've been waiting. That gives us strength, but it also gives us pressure." His tone was sincere, soft but full of intent. This will be BTS's first group album after all members have served in the military, something never before seen in K-pop history. The members understand the gravity of this moment, not only for themselves but for millions of fans. During the live, both Jimin and Jungkook hinted that the new album will reflect everything they have lived through, their time apart, their maturity, their anxieties, and their hopes for a future that still belongs to them. As the conversation unfolded, the tone slowly shifted. What began as an admission of pressure evolved into something deeper. Jimin said they want to transform pressure into something meaningful, a message only BTS could deliver. Multiple times during the live, both members repeated one clear sentiment: "We're working hard, really hard." It wasn't said for comfort, but as a promise. A quiet vow from two members speaking on behalf of seven that within minutes of the live ending, clips, translations, and quotes spread across platforms like X, TikTok, and Instagram. Fans reacted emotionally, understanding their worries, but also encouraging them not to feel alone under the weight of expectation. By the end of the night, one message stood stronger than fear: hope. Jungkook and Jimin expressed gratitude. They said the fans' love is what keeps them moving, even through doubt, even through pressure. And in that simple exchange, the connection between BTS and ARMY grew even stronger. Their words did not just hint at a comeback, they reminded the world why BTS matters, not just as artists, but as human beings growing in real time, together with the people who believe in them. As fans replayed the brief moment from Jungkook's livestream, many began analyzing the nuance in his voice when he mentioned Jimin. It wasn't just a casual note, it felt personal. The tone was soft, reverent almost, as if speaking about someone who shaped him deeply. On the other hand, Jimin's words about Jungkook carried something bittersweet, pride mixed with longing. They no longer share a stage, nor a rehearsal room, nor the same busy schedule. For the first time since 2013, their careers are moving in parallel, not side by side. It's fascinating how only a single sentence from Jungkook was enough to trigger headlines across Korean, Japanese, and Western media. No other idol pair in the industry commands this level of power. News platforms reported a measurable spike in engagement. The phrase "Jungkook mentioned Jimin" surged on Google Trends within minutes. It's a reminder, their bond isn't only emotional, it's cultural. Even without a formal announcement, ARMY can feel something forming. The timing is suspicious. Jimin's documentary screening in November, Jungkook's new vocal work teased around the same dates. Could they be aligning schedules for something bigger? Maybe not a duet. Maybe something more symbolic. Something that represents BTS. Even before BTS returns, Jimin didn't need to tag Jungkook, didn't need to name him, and didn't need a live stream. In his interview, simply saying, "A vocalist I trust," was enough. ARMY instantly knew. It's a kind of loyalty that doesn't require proof. Their trust is so well established, just a shadow of a reference becomes a spotlight. ARMY flooded social media with one dominant reaction: just talk to each other on camera. We miss seeing you together. But here's the thing, they did talk. And they chose this way. Private friendship, public ripples. Both Jungkook and Jimin are transitioning from soldier to artist again. Identity shifts, voice shifts, life rhythm shifts. And yet, in this unfamiliar world, they seem to cling, subtly, to one source of grounding. each other. Not exaggerated, not dramatized, just real. It's not just fans. Industry watchers have begun noticing a growing trend. Whenever Jungkook prepares a new musical move, Jimin's name enters the conversation, and vice versa, as if their artistry is permanently intertwined, not competitively, but in harmony. Even while separate, when BTS was fully active, their schedules were synced. Now, Jungkook in one city, Jimin in another. Yet the emotional thread remains. Their solo paths never stray too far. Their stories keep returning to one another. Like gravity, they could talk about anyone, and yet when asked about musical influence, they chose each other. Not because of nostalgia, but because that bond, creative and personal, still holds meaning today in 2025, and oh, one knows. And they don't owe us clarity, but something is certain. If just a few words already shake the fandom this deeply, imagine what will happen when they stand on the same stage again. The world isn't ready, and yet we're waiting. In these small but meaningful moments, Jimin and Jungkook have found a way to reassure fans without grand speeches. They don't need to loudly declare loyalty or friendship. Their actions, soft, subtle, intentional, are enough. One mentions the other, and suddenly millions feel at peace again, reminded that nothing has changed where it matters most. Their bond is still intact. Their teamwork still breathes beneath the surface. From We Don't Talk Anymore to Christmas Day to harmonizing live during encores, Jimin and Jungkook created vocal chemistry that defined an era of BTS performances. Fans still replay those moments while asking, will they ever sing together again? If they do, it won't be just another collaboration. It will be a reunion of voices that once comforted a generation. Recent music producers hinted that Jungkook has been experimenting with new vocal layers, more emotional, more mature. Some fans swear they hear traces of Jimin's influence, a stylistic echo. Whether conscious or not, their artistic bond never left the studio walls. Jimin once called Jungkook a voice that leaves a mark. Now Jungkook leaves his own marks while still carrying pieces of Jimin with him. As fans prepare for the release of Jimin's new documentary, many remember something important. Jungkook lived through that story with him. The hardships, the practice room tears, the self-pressure, the moments where Jimin almost broke down. Jungkook was there for all of it. So, when the world watches this new film for the first time, Jungkook already knows what's inside. He has always known. In the end, this isn't about theories, not about secret projects. This is about two people who grew up together under terrifying pressure, turning into artists under impossible expectations, and surviving as brothers, even when life separated them. Jimin and Jungkook no longer need to prove anything. Their bond doesn't weaken with time. It evolves. It deepens. It becomes something invisible, yet undeniable, an O announcement needed, an O performance required, just one mention, and the world remembers.